welcome to Two Drink Minimum, the most magical podcast in the land. In front of me, we got comedy legend Mike Ward and local wizard Chris Ramsey.
And you are Petels. I like how it started. Amazing. Legend, a local guy, and I don't have a name.
And just
a legend, a local guy, and some other guy. I don't know.
And
I'm
Poseidon.
I'm here.
We
Poseidon.
we don't give Poseidon enough love.
No.
He used to be our third mic, and now he's just a guy
I'm just
at the
producing.
computer.
He likes it that way.
Yeah, you know what? It takes 4 wheels to drive something properly. 3, the saying, "Am I third wheel?" It takes 4.
Oh yeah,
You
sure.
get the nice
Don't
stability
listen to
going.
him. It's an illusion.
We could go on double
Don't feel
dates.
bad for this guy. He's in charge of the cameras, dude. You know
Yeah.
how many times he cuts to him for no reason?
All the time.
He's like, "I look good right now, dude."
The most
He's
complaints I
fixing his
get.
mustache while he's listening to you. All of a sudden, it's him just like
I'm fixing my hair.
doing perfect things. Always, you're like, "Come on."
The most
What are you doing?
that's the most complaints I ever get for the podcast is why he's always cut it to himself. We're talking and it's just him like
That's weird for him though. You can't not cut to yourself, but also you got to cut to yourself, which is a little bizarre.
And he's got like 2 cameras on him.
yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
jumping.
Oh
angles.
yeah,
got
the
that
wide,
one
the wide,
and
and
this
the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then
Well, when
sometimes.
you're on, they're both wide.
yeah.
But when I put wide, it's
It's
like
on
I'm
the
doing
wide.
shit. But I realize I do like dumb shit
Yeah.
when I'm on the wide. But in my head, the wide is just you guys. I'm invisible in the wide in
Oh,
my
yeah.
head.
That's when you pick
You're
your
never
nose.
invisible.
I know. Like one time, I think. Fuck,
We
what
all
was
gotta
it?
hope he's not honest while we're picking our nose. He's just like, cut the camera, fucking stick my finger.
I
in my
zoom in
face.
on you when you pick your nose.
Yeah, exactly.
But like,
Mike,
one-
I want to hear about Jamaica.
Oh shit! I just got to pay for parking. I just
just
realized I hadn't paid for parking.
Mike went to Jamaica. I've never been to Jamaica,
Went
but
to
I
Jamaica.
Trudeau's
only
been to
hear-
Jamaica.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's Jamaican me cry.
Yeah.
So Trudeau, by the way, hates us.
Does he now?
Yeah, he does.
I don't know if he does.
Yeah, he put on new laws so they could put us in prison for life.
Well, no, they didn't. That didn't pass. It was a. That's like that. You could. That's like suing someone. You just do it. Doesn't mean you're gonna win, right? And that's what they do with laws a lot of times. They just, well, if you want to sue someone, I sue for this. You can sue anyone for anything. You're not gonna win. You're just
Oh,
gonna
you
cost
feel like
people
he
their time.
won't be able to win this?
I don't think so.
Like, if he wants to
that's
put you in
fucking
jail.
crazy.
They
So
froze bank accounts. They sent this guy all the way to the Supreme Court. What are you talking about, bro? These people are lunatics.
but like prison's a different monster entirely. Like prison, then now we're North Korea. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, is that so? The line just keeps changing.
As soon as prison's involved, that's where you're like, okay, it's like there's this and that.
Didn't
fines,
they arrest
but
people
like,
with a trucker?
They did. And in the UK now, I think there's a guy who went around putting stickers saying it's okay to be white, and then he got thrown in prison for
Hate speech.
2 years.
So
Yeah,
it's not okay.
so
to
it's
be
not
white?
okay.
I
Apparently.
guess. Yeah,
whoa, 2 years?
yeah, 2 years. I think I
Jesus
have it
fuck.
here.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you gotta look, man. You gotta be more wizardly. You gotta have.
Yeah, but imagine how cushy his cell is, though. He's got the best
No,
cell.
it's the UK. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not
Nah,
Sweden.
Must be weird though. If
You're right. You're right. It is a little fucked up.
if
It's
you
slippery
go,
slope.
It
If
is.
we
It's-
keep giving them little inches, and they're
right.
fucking us.
If you go
Yeah.
to jail for because of a sticker, it's okay to be white, and then people are like, "Hey, we have a white supremacist coming to jail." So all of the Aryan race guys
Yeah, are like, "Hey, buddy."
"You're our hero." He's like, "No, I just, I thought."
yeah, that was his plan all along. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to be the leader of the Aryan race.
Well,
Look at this
All
far right activist.
Go down.
I want to know the stickers though.
Do you
have to-
think?
Vitriolic.
Nationalistic and vitriolic. So nationalistic. What's wrong with being nationalistic? Again, they turned into a bad thing. They were
Yeah.
telling us for years it's good to be proud of your nation.
It used to be patriotic.
Yeah.
and now yeah.
Here's how you do it. You put an asterisk on white. And then in small print, you write, I was talking about my teeth or something.
No,
right?
go down, go
and
down.
then they try to be throwing you in jail. Be like, no, it's about my teeth. I'm a dentist.
But did he say it's okay to be right or fuck everyone who's not white? Either way, I don't think you should be in jail for anything you say.
Yeah, what did it say? Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to figure
the
out.
sticker contained ethnic slurs. That sounds.
Yeah,
It's not
That's
2
a
years,
bit
though.
worse. Than
Yeah,
It's
hold
not-
on a
it's not
second.
prison.
This isn't
Okay to
what
be
you were
right.
saying.
It's not prison, though. It's not
This
prison.
is not what you were saying at all.
Poseidon, this isn't how you described it to us.
No. this
But
is
wait,
not.
hold on.
Yeah.
What did the stickers
You
say?
hold Nazi things.
Because I read online that it said. Hold on.
Yeah, let's look
Find
this
the
up.
stickers.
Give me a second.
I hope it was swastikas. If Poseidon's like, he didn't even get a chance to finish this maze. He didn't even get a chance to finish this maze.
It's an old Hindu symbol.
Yeah, it's just like N-word, F-word.
Yeah.
Even that though, I don't think it should be 2 years. I don't think it should be prison. I think he should be allowed to say it. So then he shouldn't stick it everywhere. That should be crazy.
I'm not
But,
showing the
he-
stickers,
Say whatever
man.
the fuck you want, so we know who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's weird to police words
Yeah.
and things like that. I do think that's bizarre.
I think it's weird that they're not showing what stickers he stuck.
I also think just because something isn't illegal, let's say you could do this in the States because freedom of speech or whatever it was, right? Because this happened in the UK, right? So it's like the Commonwealth. We have different laws. But in the States, let's say you have that freedom of expression and you put that down. Just because it's legal doesn't mean a cop is not going to make your life a fucking living hell, right? So
And that's
like,
normal. You live with the consequences.
Exactly. So it's like, let's make it legal, but like people will sort themselves out. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's what it's always been.
you're still going to have corrupt cops. You're still going to have people taking the law into their own hands. Like somebody's going to smash your window. You know what I mean?
So he was saying this. It contains slogans such as "We will be a minority in our homeland by 2066."
That's not 2 years jail. Go on.
That's not
Mass
a slur.
immigration is white genocide.
That's not slurs.
That's a little
Mass
far, but
immigration is white genocide.
it's a little far.
It's
None of
weird
it-
to
no, it's
say
not.
that, but
No.
it's not jail worthy in my opinion.
It's
None of
not,
it is
no,
jailworthy.
it's definitely not jailworthy.
That's a hot take.
And it's not, but it's just you can tell he wanted to write something else, but he was like, let's play it safe.
Yeah. That's a bad take, though. That's where I draw the line and be like, that's a bad take. Hey, dude, that's a bad take.
Yeah.
But you didn't say a slur in there.
It's not genocide. Is the murder. What he's saying is that they're getting replaced. They are statistically because they're not having
Yeah, but
kids.
it's a terrible
and the immigrants
take.
are.
Yeah.
But you can't.
Where did he get these stickers printed?
And these he made them himself apparently, and these are the worst ones they chose. So that means the other ones
on,
were
that's
pretty
not that
light.
bad.
So that's okay. What he wrote there, we'll be a minority in our homeland by 2026.
Where's
That's just
one
math.
slur?
That's math. But mass
Intolerance
immigration-
is a virtue.
So no,
Yeah.
that's fine. But look at that. Mass immigration is white genocide. That's where you kind of look stupid because it's
Yeah.
like no, genocide is the murder. It's not if someone has more
Yeah.
kids than you do, you can't start yelling at them. You're genociding me.
Yeah,
that's
so
a different thing.
I agree that he looks dumb
but it's
on
not
that,
worth
but
jail.
it's not worth
They see
nowhere near.
conquest, not asylum. Like,
None
that's
of it-
so fucking vague.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
how do
fine.
you pin that? And the only reason is because this guy is known as like a nationalist or like a
Yeah.
right wing.
if it was just
guy.
a regular dude,
Go down?
They'd
it
be-
would have
you'd be
been like,
fine,
Yeah,
right?
the haircut
Yeah.
doesn't help his
So,
argument.
so this is what I'm saying. This is like cops pinning shit on you when they don't like you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what this feels like. They don't like what this guy stands for, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna find a way to put him in prison because we don't like him.
And the UK isn't a free country.
Yeah,
so.
and I'm not sure. I don't like this guy either. But
No, but I
And it
don't want
was-
him to be in jail.
yeah.
it was producing
kinda fucked up.
stickers. It wasn't even sticking the stickers.
Oh, he didn't even. Oh,
like
he's in trouble
oh,
for
they
making them.
keep
shit.
writing for the crime of producing stickers.
Which
oh,
is
so he
what
was
the
selling them.
fuck?
No,
maybe.
no. It's just
Just
not for selling.
producing.
He's in the crime of producing. Just
like
he
a
was
magician.
gonna
He's like-
stick him. So at least
That's crazy.
like arrest him if he sticks it someplace that he's not supposed to.
That's what I'm saying. It's very bad.
You
It's
can get
a-
arrested for that.
Plus, you know what I was reading? I was reading
what she
Brave
said.
New World. Aldous Huxley.
Brave New World. I
Yeah,
think I heard about this. I think you spoke about it.
You may have heard it. It's a 100-year-old book. I hope so. But goddamn, dude, I was rereading, and I was like, this fucking like a lot of British authors, I guess they would see all the shit that was happening, and they're like, this is where we're headed. This is how the world is headed, and they could kind of tell. Same thing with 1984, like the thought policing stuff.
Yep.
It's not from our reality. Now it's our reality, but it was mostly from British reality, because they're always first of doing stupid shit like this.
History repeats itself too.
Yeah.
It's just like this ebb and flow. This.
It's anyways. This guy sounds like a dummy, but
Some of them said, "Love your nation, stop
fine.
anti-white rape gangs, stop
That's fine,
Hold
too.
on. So wait,
immigration."
hold on. Stop on that one. Stop anti-white rape gangs.
I don't want white people to
Reject
get
white
raped. I don't want
guilt.
anybody to get raped.
What does that mean? I'm having
so
a
is
hard
it
time.
the whites that are raping, or it's the
No,
It
it's
stops
apparently they're
anti-white.
saying that
Raping
there's
white.
rape gangs that go around raping white people just because white girls just because they're white. In the UK they have a problem. So in London or whatever.
Whoa.
So he
Is
says
it
stop that.
just
That's
because they're
wild.
white?
That's what they say.
There's entire neighborhoods. I think white people can't even walk
Does
in
it
anymore.
matter what the rape is for?
No, what he's saying
how
is
fucked is that?
What he's saying is because they're not
Shouldn't it
doing
be
anything.
just stop rape?
Yeah.
Is what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah,
They're
but
like, stop.
What he's what he's saying.
Hey,
is-
get off! Oh, she's Mexican. You're good.
That's why it should just
Stop. We should really stop raping loud people.
The
It's like,
truth
dude,
is,
just stop
go
raping
up,
people.
Go up.
You're,
The truth
you know?
is, it should be that sticker should be stop rape,
Yeah. There's too
Yeah.
many words
stop
there.
rape gangs or whatever.
Yeah.
Stop rape gangs because it doesn't matter.
Just, but whether you're in a gang or alone.
No, they
what a
have, they
weird.
have trouble with rape
a
gangs.
rape
apparently.
gang.
They have
And now
trouble
they're
with rape
citing
gangs.
people who
How do you
got
start
profiled.
a rape gang?
How do you start a rape gang?
And there was
You,
in
you
2015.
start a chant. It starts the chant. You go rape.
You have to
And
be
everybody
Indian.
joins in.
And then your friend is like, "What?" I like
So
grapes.
Bahar
Yeah,
Mustafa,
grape.
born
I
in
said grape.
London,
Yeah.
of Turkish Cypriot ancestry. It was just Turkish. I love how they say Cypriot. The fucking took over a country, but anyways, was treated with kid gloves by the Metropolitan Police after posting "kill all white men" on her social media. So that
She got prison too?
No,
No?
she wasn't, and he is getting. So she said, "Kill all white men." She didn't. Nothing happened. He said, "Stop raping white women," and he's going to jail.
She actually
this is
incited
weird.
violence. She actually incited
this is
violence.
weird. This is weird.
This is very. That's what I said. I said this guy. You know what this guy probably does though? Here's my theory. This guy hangs out at the police station every day with
Waiting
like
to
3
start
GoPros on him, and just like he's like, I know my rights. He's like, he's probably one of those guys.
He
he's
seems like the type.
You know what I mean? And just like
But I
filming,
don't care, even
and
that-
filming the cop station. Cops like, why are you filming the cop station? It's a
Yeah,
little
I-
weird. And he's like, I'm allowed to film the cop station, even if it's weird.
It's very annoying, but if we start bending the rules because we don't like someone, we're all fucked.
That's all we've been doing.
No, I haven't.
No, but that's all everyone's been doing
No, not
since
everyone.
the
I'm not
history
putting
of
everyone-
governance. We've always been fucking the guy you don't like.
No, there's people with integrity. There's good people out there.
Yeah, but the people at the top are the people with the least amount of integrity.
You're 100% correct, and
You know?
that's what needs to change. The
not-
problem
but
isn't
that's been the
the problem isn't this guy. The problem isn't the immigrants. The problem is the people who are on top who fucking do this divisive
And
shit.
the rape gangs.
The rape gangs are very bad.
Yeah. Well, the
Rape gangs
especially
are-
the anti-white ones. Like that's just fucked
I'm on a
up.
pro-white rape gang.
I feel
It's so
We're
bizarre
not
to say.
raping her because we hate white people. We're raping her because we love white
yeah.
people.
I feel like that was his chance.
I only rape white people.
That was his chance to mend, to build a bridge, to be like, let's stop all rape gangs. But he's like, I'm gonna deal with the
I
first
wonder
one.
what his stance is on white, like Nazis that only want to rape
Black
white
people.
chicks. No, because
Oh.
they don't want they don't want
Yeah,
to get
they're
the-
obviously against that too.
no, but they want to rape the whites because they don't want to have like procreate with people that aren't.
I see.
Oh, you think he's for that?
Yeah.
I don't
hope
know.
not.
I don't know. No, he can't play both sides.
Yeah,
He should have just said stop rapes.
stop
De-
rape.
definitely
Stop
no.
rape.
That's what I'm saying. There's too many words in that sentence for it.
But this is
Or
what,
stop
but
the
it's
rapes,
not
yeah.
a
cause for
I've
putting
been
someone in
warning.
jail.
I've said
That
this
is
years
wild.
ago. I even said on the podcast. This is what's gonna happen, and you're gonna. This is nothing. You're gonna get actual extreme right wing people because when you keep doing fuck like what he said is this girl said kill all white people. They did nothing
Yeah.
to her. So then I
Yeah.
said,
But
stop
because she
being
didn't
mean
make
to
a
white.
t-shirt.
Hold on. Stop being mean to white people or whatever the fuck you said.
They wouldn't have cared.
They wouldn't have cared.
Like
Yeah, right.
any anti-white stuff, you could have a T-shirt and people
Yeah,
would be
but
like,
and
"You
that's
go,
going to
girl."
create.
Yeah, that's
we
true.
talk about something. That's going to create
Yeah.
extremism because what happens is us will joke about it. We'll be like, I don't fucking care. Whatever.
It's like whenever you see like on YouTube, like black chicks going, "Black people can't be racist," and
Yeah.
you're like,
It's the
"Yeah,
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
That's
that's not
kinda
how
stupid."
racism
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
But anybody who cares that much
Cares for what? What do you
about
know?
like the like fucking they're like some race war, you know what I mean? Like I'm like that's a little suspicious just in itself that you're like caring about this fucking race war, like you know what I mean? Like this guy here prints like, well, it's too like, hey, we're fucking, you know, less white people. What are we gonna do? Like,
Yeah, but-
that's also a little
but
weird.
this-
where
Yeah,
you're
but
just like-
imagine,
But
imagine
this guy's complaining, like you said, here we don't. I don't have. We don't really have a race that's coming in or anything. That's
No,
caused-
yeah.
There's no rape gangs and shit. So I'm not. I don't see. Like I don't have his reality. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if I was living in a reality where there was all these Chinese people were raping people, I'd fucking
That
complain.
Yeah.
guy though, I don't know.
but you'd be like, stop.
that guy's.
Stop raping
Yeah,
people.
exactly. That
Yeah.
you wouldn't say it like he said it. What I'm saying is like,
But I don't live his reality, so I
Yeah.
don't want to get involved.
But that guy, like, or I don't know that guy, but people like him have like shitty lives.
Yeah.
And they always blame.
Yeah.
Like you always blame. Like everything that's wrong in his life is because of immigrants.
I get,
Oh, I
I get
hope- maybe.
there's a 90% chance that guy has a YouTube channel. I'm just saying.
Oh, maybe, yeah, and he's out
Right.
there. But either way, whether he has a YouTube channel or not, well, all I'm saying is the producing of those stickers, if that's going to get him to jail
Yeah.
for 2 years,
Yeah.
Well, I know in Germany they're very strict about it. I know because when I was a child, I had some cousins who were pretty much neo-Nazi because in school you were kind of like forced into it. Like they would come home 11 years old, shave their heads like a swastika on their forehead, you know, because it was like in school it was like prisons. You had like the Turkish people, the Russian people, and the Germans. They were kind of like cliques, right? And it was like that. It was tough upbringing for these kids, but you know they would have these fucking weird ideologies and shit like that. And you're like, damn, this is a reality over here. We're here, like
Yeah,
you
we don't
said.
have that.
We don't have to deal with that. So they would wear T-shirts, like all these. And there was a brand in Germany, I think it was Lanza, was the brand. And that is like I think Lanza was like the front line of like the Nazis or like the SS or something. I don't know.
oh shit.
but they had merch. And I remember when I was a kid, like my cousins would have these shirts, and they were like straight up swastikas.
You just thought, oh, that's swastikas on
Oh
them.
yeah. It was like they you know, the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was scary as a kid because I didn't understand any of it. But now you think back, you're like, oh, it's fucked up because I live here. But the reality is, like, that's very prevalent over there. But you're not allowed to sell T-shirts, and if you're caught bringing a T-shirt over the border, like the German border, I think it's like 5 years in prison.
Okay, but
And
here's
so
the
those
thing,
laws, like in Europe, already existed.
but here's the
This
thing.
was a company that sold these shirts.
So you look it up. I don't know enough about it, but I know that was like the brand.
But it's the
Okay.
hypocrisy that bothers me.
Yeah.
So now they're mad at, like, that's not shirts that we'd wear, but they're mad at these people for wearing or bringing these shirts.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck was this attitude when they were murdering Jews?
Yeah, there
I
was.
hate these fucking hypocritical cocksuckers. So
Yeah.
the policing words, whatever. And then a second, like, yo, should we do something about the people getting killed? Nah, it's not my business.
Yeah, no, it
Fuck out of here, bro.
like, you know, you said it best. You're like, you know, when they start taking your voice away, like, I mean, that's the scariest thing. That's the, you know, that's when you know it's all going to shit.
Look at Mercedes.
Let him say. Yeah, I know. Let him say his stuff and then counter argue it. I rather argue with someone.
I went to this museum. by
That's
the
the
way.
easiest way to see who's racist.
Yeah.
Is by letting everyone say exactly how they feel,
Yeah.
and then you're like, okay, that guy's racist.
Yeah.
That guy, okay. So let's hang out with these
Yeah.
people instead.
I've already said that on
The
a podcast.
whites.
Yeah. No, but I said that on a podcast. I'd rather you let me know. I want to know who you are, and then it'll drop.
Yeah.
You'll say something
Yeah.
like, it's, you know, it would have been good if it wasn't for all these blacks or whatever. And then I'll be like, oh, now I know who he is. Instead of me guessing,
Yeah.
because you can't say
Yeah.
it legally, you can get in trouble. And then a year down the line, we've been homies, and then I find out, you tell me, why do you hang out with black people? Like, what the
Ooh,
fuck?
yeah. that's
I don't want to
fucking-
find out later. Let me know now. I want to know who you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you went to this museum?
I went to that one, yeah, the Mercedes one. It was hilarious because it's a fucking dope museum. It's in Stuttgart, Germany. And you start at the top of this museum and you wind down. Okay, so the museum's happening like this then until you get to the bottom. The top is the past and the bottom is the present and future. So you start with like
Of Mercedes.
Of Mercedes. So you start at the top with one horse. It was a horse, so representing 1 horsepower. And there's like a stuffed horse there. It's a white room
Oh,
with a
wow.
white horse. This is the building. It's fucking crazy. And then you go to their first. So Mercedes were the first to make cars. They were the first to make planes. And they were the first to make boats. Now,
Wasn't Ford?
no, he was the first to manufacture them.
Okay.
That's why Ford has the Model
yeah.
T. But the Germans were the
They were
first
making them by
to
hand?
make cars.
Okay.
So Mercedes, and that's what the three blades represent. They conquered land, sea, and air.
Oh.
And so you go down. It's super fucking interesting, right? Because they were like ahead of everything. And you go down through the years, right? You go or up through the years as you go down. And I had a tour guide in my ear, right? And I'm walking down. He's ahead of me.
What
and-
year did Mercedes start?
This
Like-
had to be
like,
this had to be in the
late
early
18
1900s
okay.
or like late 1800s.
So it must have
somewhere
been
around
weird,
there.
like the period of the war.
Well, so this is what this is what I'm
Okay.
getting to. The first war, you kind of hear about it. It's whatever, but like because as you're going down, you're going up through time, right?
Yeah.
As you're going down.
Did they call it the Great War, the World War?
No.
That's okay.
So a lot of developments happened, as we know now, in the late 30s and early 40s, right? A lot of developments to vehicles, especially in technology, due to World War II. And I'm like, the only thing I kept thinking of, like in my fucking Western head, is like, well, I can't wait till we get to see, I guess, all the Nazi cars. And what are they doing? Like, because we're going to get there. The tour guide's talking to me. And we literally skimmed the fuck past this in 10 seconds. I'm
okay.
telling you, we walked down an
an
entire
erasure.
spiral.
Yeah.
And I was like, he was
So
like
in
super far ahead.
1931, we came out with this
Yeah.
car, and then in 2003,
He's like, literally went,
CLK.
he literally went like, and through these 10 years, there was also a lot of developments. And now in 1947, and I'm like, there was like a whole, you could have a museum
Yeah.
just on that last like decade.
Our
What's going on?
manufacturing plant was converted into some sort of camp for
but
a
then
couple
they're
of
like,
years.
exactly. And then they're like, look at the Jurassic Park Jeep, and you're like, ooh, nice. You know,
Yeah,
and you
no,
kind
no.
of just.
I'm telling you, that's the lesson here. This is all wrong. The erasure of history, I don't like. I want to know because we need to learn from our mistakes. We need to. If we hide it, it doesn't help. And number two, I said it years ago, and it's happening now. The more they're gonna do this type of shit with the language, police, you're gonna create angry people, and the people that they're gonna attack is gonna be innocent, mostly immigrants. and you're gonna realize it years later that you fucked up, and that's what this kind of shit does with the language. Because you know what's gonna happen? Now you have people there that won't get involved. They're gonna see him and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?" So the Turkish girl's allowed to say "kill wipe" and he can't put those stickers.
Yeah.
And then the other people who did nothing, other
they
Turkish
see
people,
him and they think he's
they're gonna be
a-
like, "We didn't do anything. We didn't say kill anyone. We didn't say kill white people.
Yeah.
Nothing." And they're gonna get attacked. It's this vicious cycle of stupidity.
So you're saying he looks like a Turkish girl?
Yeah, yeah, but
Was it the mustache that
he's
gave
got
it
too
away
much
or the
facial hair.
tits?
He's got not enough facial hair.
Italian.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with that, but I'm also like, the reason I'm afraid of it when I hear about this guy's case is like, because it's encroaching what's funny. It's getting close to that. You know what I mean? Because is it hate speech? No,
Dude,
I would not consider that hate speech. But is that distasteful?
That's not hate
Probably.
speech.
It's a take. It's
we
an
say
opinion.
crazier shit. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm like, okay, but that's why I said they got him on a loophole. They didn't get him because he said those things. They get him because he produced it. No, they got him on a loophole. They got him because, the law says here you can't print anything that says something negative or whatever. They got some bylaw because they didn't like the guy.
Because imagine you can't print a shirt that says,
That's right.
fuck these Greeks.
Yeah.
You should be able to print a shirt that says fuck Greeks.
Because, I mean, he's
to be
coming from the
honest-
country of Jimmy Carr. Like, Jimmy Carr never got arrested. Do you know what I mean? And he
just had
he
death
said
threats.
worse things than that guy's ever
Yeah,
written down.
exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know? But he didn't, I guess, make it
Something
sticker, and
happened
that's-
though to England, and the same thing happened in Canada.
That's true.
They're the two worst countries in the world
They were-
for free speech.
It really is
by
a shame.
far,
Yeah.
by far, they're horrible.
Australia
Like-
was getting pretty bad too.
Australia was
Like
getting-
whenever I talk to people about England, especially French people, they're like, "Oh, England, it's a dark comedy." Like that,
Adelaide
everyone
Festival
thinks
and-
about how dark and black humor was amazing.
Yeah.
But people are so fucking woke now that dark humor doesn't work anymore.
I don't even know if it's woke the right word for them.
Yeah, people feel uneasy about things because you go through a period where you're basically scolded for thinking of something a certain way, like watching your peers. Imagine like you're not a particularly funny person or a person who speaks out in public, but you're watching your peers and you're watching just the reaction people are getting to like somebody saying something a little distasteful, and you're like, I do not want that to be me. That's what you're thinking.
Yeah.
You're thinking, I do not want that to be me. I've never spoken out. I've never really said anything. But now, anytime anybody, which bandwagon are you jumping on? Do you think? You're not jumping on free speech. No, you're the person who doesn't say anything, who's like, I don't want to be that person. You're jumping on with those people being like, yeah, let's stop him from talking because you have nothing to say anyways.
I did a joke that I said something that I thought was really funny when I was in Jamaica.
Yeah.
That got started to get a laugh,
Whoop.
and then people got because like all of the staff, because we rented a villa, right? So all of the staff was black, and all of the guests were white. And we were drinking a lot of white wine. Like our butler told us he's never seen that many. Like we bought 45 bottles of white wine. We were 6 adults, and we ran out the third day.
God damn.
Like he was like, so
that's more than 10 bottles a day.
yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. So the third day, he's like, how many, like, one of the guys like, how much booze do we have? And then he's like, and then the butler goes, or someone goes, how many whites we got left? But they meant how many bottles of white. So I go, we're 6. And then I laughed.
That's so funny.
And then I thought it was funny. The butler laughed because he thought it was funny. And maybe because I'm paying him. And then, but like a couple of the people were like, "Oh, you shouldn't do it."
The people you were with, or the
people
It's such
I
an
was with.
obvious
okay,
joke.
not the Jamaicans.
No, the Jamaicans thought it was funny.
Yeah, because they knew
funny.
the Jamaicans knew exactly how many whites were
Yeah,
left.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's a funny joke.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That's hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah,
was
there's
weird, though.
there's nothing funnier than calling your friends white, you and your friends whites in front of
Yeah,
black people.
yeah.
I think that's very funny. To be like,
I
yeah,
think,
we're the
though,
whites. Sorry about
I
us.
think people got uncomfortable because one of the guys had his daughter there, and she's like 17, and she's like crazy woke, and she gets
Yeah.
so everyone was
She was
like,
in the same house as you.
yeah, and then everyone was like,
Wow.
okay, she didn't react, like she was on her phone.
I can't believe that's how it is with these kids are making adults get on edge about what they say.
Yeah.
Back in my day, it would have been like, you're a kid, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Swinging though. It's a pendulum. It comes back and forth. It really does.
Yeah,
You could say whatever you wanted. Also, like we couldn't say the word shit on TV. but you could joke about touching a lady's tit on TV and that would fly. You know what I mean? Like there was like a whole, it was so weird
We're
how
weirdos.
like, it's very bizarre. Like imagine not being able to say fuck, but being like, yeah, women should stay in the kitchen.
Look at the cans on that broad.
Exactly. Now it's total opposite. Now we, you know, they're like, no, please, you know, you can, please don't say fuck on TV.
It was
but-
way easier when it was just the word.
yeah.
Like you were like
Bleeping a word,
when
yeah.
Carlin did the 7 words you can't say on TV.
Yeah.
But you could your thoughts. You could
Work
come up
around
with,
that.
Yeah,
As
so
long as you
could be
didn't
like,
say the words.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about blowjobs,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna say
Yeah.
dick.
Now you can't say the word, or well, not.
Now you can't even allude.
I can't say you can't say that because we're still saying it.
We are,
Yeah.
but we're not on regular TV, and we're just gonna get demonetized as usual. But you're not even allowed. Mike's right. It's ideas now. You're not even allowed to allude to.
That's right.
Like let's say a trans swimmer is gonna be faster than the female ones. You can't even just say that. You can't say bad
can't
or
even
good.
say
You can't
female.
even say that they're not biologically the same. You're like, oh, it's not.
You
which
say
is
trans, and everyone's asshole is just like
crazy,
It's,
eh?
it's a weird thing.
I remember like my last show I had a bit about a trans person, and like I didn't do it much in English because in English it didn't work at all.
Yeah.
But even in French, like whenever I'd start, as soon as I'd say the word trans, you could feel people going, "Oh, how? Where's he going
But that's
with this?"
beautiful because that's the tension
Yeah.
and release. Like that's what you're looking for, right? So
I think
but people
I'll-
just don't get released from the tension. Like you give them the tension, and then you give them the joke, and they're still like, "Am I allowed to laugh? Am I?"
I think like I like when I did like sometimes in English it'd work,
Yeah.
but I'm remembering the first time we met when I did it in that bike store.
Oh, yeah,
because we
yeah.
did a show like in a bike store, so it's people
Like
that
a
go
pedal bike? Like a-
Yeah, that's how we met.
people that go see a show in a bike store.
They're
They
not our
bring their
crowds.
own chairs
Yeah.
and they're
Solving
very
Rubik's cubes.
Yeah, yeah,
at the
they're
same
they're
time.
very like they fucking like they were born to hate me. And then like I'm gonna do my trans jokes. So and it was weird.
Also, anybody who rides a bike, you know, also
Because I thought, but I thought I was like, the good thing about that bit is people think it's going to be offensive, but then they see it's kind of clever.
Yeah.
But if someone wants to get offended, as soon as they see me, a fucking like a 50-year-old white guy talking about his trans friend,
done.
They get upset.
I'm so
They're not
dead.
listening. Yeah, they're not listening.
Yeah.
which is crazy. That's
Yeah.
the thing is there's
Yeah.
no more.
Let people talk.
Yeah.
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 They just don't like you. That's the thing. It's like, and you know, a lot of that goes to you grow up. You got to, you know, you're feeling weird about yourself. You don't know who you are, what you are, or what the fuck's going on with this and down there. And then like you're dealing with a lot of bullying. You're dealing with a lot of that. So I get like them not laughing at a joke sometimes because I don't
Who's
know
them?
that them. I meant
Like, are you talking about specific people, or like we're talking about like
just
just
trans people.
Okay.
I'm like, talking, like growing up and like you don't know who you are, and then like you're. I get being
if
like a
the
little.
joke was like,
Yeah.
look at those fucking freaks.
they don't know who they are.
Did you ever
Yeah.
see the documentary about Buck Angel? Do you know who
No.
Buck Angel is?
No.
Buck Angel was a trans but female to male.
Very rare.
And she was he was one of the first to transition, and he did this documentary that was amazing. He used to go on Howard Stern, and he was the first trans person I ever heard speak, and he's super interesting. And then he came out with this documentary just to show that he's just a regular dude born in the wrong body. And the opening scene of the documentary is amazing because he did Tyra Banks's talk show.
Yeah.
And he was there. He thought he was going to represent trans people. So he's backstage, and then Tyra Banks goes, "Today on the show, we're gonna have some freaks." And then
That's
then he's like,
amazing.
"Oh." And then he's watching
Incredible.
this. Then it cuts to him
Yeah.
in his living room with his dad, and he's like, "You see what
The
you see
bearded
what
lady."
she said about me?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, you kind of are a freak." And then that's how the whole thing starts.
That's
so
so
then
funny.
you see like where this person came from,
Yeah.
and how fucking rough their life is.
Yeah, exactly.
So it makes it interesting, and then you root
Yeah.
for this guy, and then you feel bad. Like, see, I called him a she at first,
Yep.
and then I felt bad
Yep.
because I was like, this fucking person has been shit on by Tyra Banks.
That's right.
Yeah.
They do come from so I do understand the guarded nature of people like that who've been through any type of like young trauma, especially with your sexuality when you're that young. But I think all of that should give you the best sense of humor. That's where I stumble, because all the shit that I've been through some fucked up shit as a child as well. But all of that made me appreciate humor, I think, more,
dude,
right? Not less.
And dude, well, they're not. When this stuff happens, most of the people getting offended and talking aren't them.
Yeah,
What's fucked up about Buck Angel is now if you look at Buck Angel on social media, every fucking young trans person or trans ally fucking hates Buck Angel, because
What?
Buck Angel stands for like, Buck Angel goes, look, I was born in the wrong body, but I'm a biological female. Like,
Right.
I
uses
was-
the terms we
yeah.
used on Ricky Lake and Jenny Jones.
Yeah, it's called science.
And then
Yeah.
people are like, you fucking transphobe. You fucking... And you're like, how can you call this fucking person a transphobe? Like, this person... Like, being gay now compared to being gay in the old days, and being trans is probably a million times worse. But, like, if you think of someone that was gay in 1940, how fucking freaky that must have been compared to now.
Yeah, says to the wrong person.
Now, like,
being killed.
people don't even come out of the closet anymore because
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, I'm gay. Who cares?
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
But in the fucking 40s and
Bro, in
even,
the 80s.
even in fucking 2006.
Yep.
dude.
before like smartphones.
Yeah.
Everything before smartphones was like a whole other, like, people have got to understand, most people our age were raised in a generation where we got, what did you watch? Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, Ricky Lake, Jenny Jones, and what it all, like, that's all we heard was like, oh, he's a man trapped in a woman's body. We're going to meet Earl
No,
today.
that, I
you
never
know,
heard
and
that
you're like,
term, but I do remember like she, he, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But gay dudes used to get the
I
shit
like
kicked out
I
of them.
like the term she-male.
She-male is a
The
cool term.
only
they
time
did use it all the time.
or ladyboy. But
ladyboy is a different thing.
Ladyboy is the only term that still works. And
But it's
you can still
regionally
use.
specific.
It's only Thailand.
Yeah.
And it's only to make fun of their customers.
and they use it.
yeah.
yeah.
Like, you'll be like, hey, and they'll be like, you're like ladyboy. Like, they know
Yeah.
the lingo. They're not like, don't call me a ladyboy. They're like, oh, you called for a ladyboy?
I'm
That's
here.
me.
I
yeah,
can't wait to see the first woke ladyboy.
Allegedly, also. Yeah, the first woke ladyboy.
How much they cost you?
Yeah, I said allegedly.
Yeah.
Right, let's keep that in there.
Yeah, it's super tight. Did you know that gay dudes used to get beat up behind nightclubs?
Yes, of course.
Not anymore. I haven't done that shit in years.
Did you, Mike? You're gonna enjoy this. Did you see the war, all-out war, versus the Thai ladyboys? The Thai ladyboys versus the Filipino trans.
Oh.
You didn't hear about
Wait,
that?
are we
There's
talking
a
about-
whole there's a whole turf war happening in Thailand right
But
now.
aren't Thai ladyboys like very tiny and
Yes.
super like
Yes.
young? Like they're 9 years old.
So basically, a mind.
And is it tran or trans? Is it like trans, like the last
no,
name?
like the transvestites.
Okay.
Okay. You thought it was like
You know,
Vincent Tran.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Vincent
Tran's a very
Trans.
popular name
what's
in
a
that part of
trans?
the...
No, it's a family name.
Tran is a very popular name.
Yeah.
Oh, in the Philippines.
in Asian countries.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
okay.
probably not Philippines.
Like
is
Vietnamese
it Tran?
and
Is Tran Filipino?
I don't know.
There's a lot of trans.
Yeah,
be,
I don't-
could be.
yeah,
There's a lot of trans
Maybe.
Filipinos. Though.
Am I mistaken between Filipino and like Vietnamese?
Oh, maybe.
Possible.
Tran,
But dude,
yeah,
there was
Tran,
a
I think
whole-
is more Vietnamese.
Yeah, Vietnamese, right?
Isn't a transvestite? Isn't that different from trans?
Transvestite was
That's the old word.
someone that didn't have their tits redone.
Okay.
It used to be. Transvestite was a dude pretending to be a lady.
That's what I thought it was. Yeah, okay.
And
so
then,
it's different than trans.
trans. It used to be
Gender?
transsexual.
And
Yes.
Was
transgender.
someone that had done something to their body to become a actual.
Also, I had it
woman.
wrong.
Yeah, they're not trans. They actually transition. So
What
it's
the
not
fuck?
transvestite.
So it's basically
What are you
there's a
showing
whole-
us right
there's
now?
a
Look
whole-
at how.
What the fuck is
Look
this
at
video?
those cops.
We're talking about something, and he's like, also watch this fucking mob just crush each other.
But it's basically like 200 lady boys versus 200 Filipino trans.
Imagine like those cops. There's got to be at least two of them that are in the closet that were rock hard when they were like, "This is everything. It's fucking ladyboys and violence."
I'm having a hard time not being rock
they're,
hard.
they're getting phone calls from their wives like, "Just leave me alone. I'm in heaven. I'm in heaven."
There's a lot of rock
But
hard
why
dicks
are
in the
they-
crowd right
I
now.
already enjoy the
She's
fruits
a
of my
good
labor.
fighter.
So apparently the
She's a
story
good fighter.
the story goes as is. Basically what happened was there was Filipino trans that infiltrated the Ladyboy market,
Ladyboy market, those fucking Filipino
in
trans.
Bangkok, and then what happened was
Everyone's banging cock.
turf?
the Ladyboy, the Thai Ladyboys figured this out, and then there was
fucking
this
smart.
whole conspiracy, and then there was
How,
this whole
but
like
war.
Aren't they?
Yeah, turf
but-
war
But
happening.
isn't that's fucking racism? Because aren't Filipino ladyboys or Thai ladyboys and Filipino trans, aren't they technically the same thing?
No, they're two different countries.
No, I know. I know that.
Yeah, they should be allies.
Ethnically, they're not
should
the
be
same
allies.
thing. But a ladyboy and a trans person is the same thing.
To us. To
Yeah,
us,
but
it's
I
just
think that's
dudes
like their
pretending to be
gang
girls.
names.
But not.
So you're saying I'm racist because I can't tell the difference
Yeah.
between a trans ladyboy or
That's
No,
Filipino.
to them it's different because the lady boy, it's like what you said, because it's young dudes that say I'm a dude but I dress like a girl, and the trans are like no we were men.
We were
and now
born
we're
in the wrong
transition-
body.
So it's two different. And
I thought it was like a gang name, like the Yakuza. Then you got the lady trans
You got-
boys.
yeah,
and
the-
then
Could you imagine, like, people think it's just a bunch of chicks brawling it out, and then you get a phone call to go break up this fight between women, and then you get hit in the face with some
Yeah.
dude's
just
dick.
fucking
Like a
just
lot of
jerking people off.
Yeah, you
It's a good time.
expect a cat fight, and then you realize these bitches are strong.
They're throwing fucking haymakers your way.
Dude, somebody cock
Especially
slaps you.
Like not the lady boys, the lady boys, because they're 6 years old. They're probably actually older, but
Yeah, for the sake of the story, let's keep Mulder.
I saw a thing, documentary, or it was on the dark web, but it was about
Dark
how
web doc.
ladyboys they start giving them hormones before they hit like when they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
8 or 9.
Yeah, before
Why?
they
just to block everything so
Oh.
that they never get an Adam's apple. They never develop into
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, by the way, the lady boys, they're not
They're
born in the
breeding.
wrong body. Yeah,
That's
they're
crazy.
forcing
They
little
were
boys.
born in the wrong country.
Yeah,
They were born
they're-
in the wrong family.
Yeah, it's completely different than
Because
trans.
it's
yeah.
all these families that are like, fuck,
need some
we
money."
live in the country, we don't have much money. Little
Really?
Timmy
What?
he's got
It's kind of
nice little
effeminate.
hands.
Yeah.
I'm just learning about this now.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know
No.
that. Wait,
They're
they're like breeding trans people, like Russia's breeding Olympians.
I wouldn't call them trans people. They're like modern day
Ladyboys, sorry?
eunuchs.
Yeah.
They're like modern day eunuchs.
That's crazy.
What's modern day eunuch? Sorry, what's eunuchs?
So you know what modern day means?
No. I mean, sorry. I mean, you know, what's
start there.
eunuchs?
So they're like eunuchs, but for now, like
But what's eunuch?
People that have
Exactly.
been like their dicks chopped off, and their balls
no,
chopped
they used
off.
to cut off their balls,
Their
when
balls,
they're young,
right?
so that their voice stays like
castrated.
high-pitched.
Oh
Yeah,
shit, like Justin Bieber.
no, not like just he has his balls.
No, like Justin Bieber's voice when he was a kid.
Like
Yeah,
every
well,
kid when
Yeah.
you're a kid.
Oh yeah.
It's like,
Like,
the only,
like my
the only thing I
cousin.
can come to.
I had a cousin when he was 6. He had a high voice.
Yeah, you mean like that? So they all want my cousin's voice?
He's
Yeah,
like,
it's
I
like-
only get hard to Justin Bieber's earlier work.
Plus, I love how he's like, "What's a eunuch?" And he kept telling me how much of a fan he was of Game of Thrones.
There's that big fat bald guy. I only
getting
watched
I'm
season
getting
1
a-
of Game of
You watch
Thrones.
fucking Dune 2?
No, I heard it's amazing.
did you
Harley
watch
said
it?
It's amazing.
So good.
Oh my god, it's a classic.
Did you see the first one?
I did.
I had to watch it twice. The first time I didn't like it, but I wasn't focused.
Oh, this
It's a
one
slow burn,
crushes
the first one, that's
It's
why.
so
Does
good.
it?
Yeah, the second one's like nonstop. You're
Yeah,
like,
that's what he told me. He says, "Dude, it's
You
all
could
action."
get Denis Villeneuve on the
Frenchcast?
Frenchcast.
Don't say that to me.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get him for the longest time. How do I get him?
His wife used to be a journalist for Radio Canada, and I think
Goddamn, I
I
wanna
can
be
get
there.
her number.
Bro,
I want to be there. I'm going to fangirl the fuck out.
I'm gonna fangirl so much.
I need to talk to this guy.
We're gonna make that happen.
I want him to direct the movie of my life.
Could you imagine he directs like a YouTube video? How sick that YouTube video would be.
Oh my god.
This
For real, we're gonna
YouTube
talk
video is
after.
produced by
It's so
Denny
funny
Villeneuve.
because last week I joked about it. Somebody told me it was Josiane. We were talking about who's the most famous person on your phone and who could you get on the. We were just talking, and then she said something like, "I could get," and she said one of the other Villeneuves, and then I was like,
Jacques.
"Yeah," and I go, "Can you get Denis?"
Yeah,
Villeneuve?" And
Jacques
she's
Villeneuve,
like-
the driver?
Yeah, like his family.
She was probably mentioning like a singer because
Yeah.
there's a singer.
But it wasn't somebody big
Okay.
famous. She goes, "That's all I can do."
Yeah.
And then I go, "Denis Villeneuve?" She's like, "Sadly, no." And I go, "I've been trying to. I want to find a way." There's two Quebecers that I
Yeah.
really want to interview. Denis Villeneuve and Charlotte Cardin.
Okay.
They're like two people that are
you
like,
could
"Oh,
get both of them. I think.
I don't know how to get.
Denny
either
right
of
now
them."
is like on a fucking massive press tour.
Yeah, this
but,
might be
like,
my time.
Yeah, but I mean, if he ever comes to do press, when he comes to do press, I guess in Montreal, you should definitely try to fix it so that because these guys have a schedule
I
all
think
day.
he was here last week.
I was here last
Yeah.
week, but he'll be
But
back.
You got to get him once his press tour is done, because he's doing like a major press
Yeah.
run. So then
I just want to come hang
and
out.
he's the type of guy that he's gonna come spend like a month and just go, fuck, it's finally done. Let me
Yeah.
relax.
He has to. He's been
in
6 years on
Montreal
that
or
shit.
whatever.
Yeah. I watched a lot of interviews with him. I'm really fascinated by his work, but I watched a lot of interviews with him talking about like the movie, the behind the scenes, all that stuff. And he tried to sneak in the word tabarnak.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
no
in
one.
the
It
movie?
sounded
But
weird.
the
Yeah.
Americans saying it, he's like, so I have a feeling like,
Tabarnak.
yeah, perhaps in
that's why
Messiah
he
in the
loves
next
it.
one, maybe they'll throw it in. But in his interviews too, he'll be like, yeah, so I was doing like this, and I thought, the sun and see the, and he'll drop like the little see the. It's so good,
I like him.
dude. What a fucking hero for like Quebec right now. Like,
Oh.
he's the new Chris Nolan,
Dude, he's amazing.
Yeah.
right?
He's fucking incredible. There he is.
I think, you know who I think might be able to get you in contact with him? Guy Nantel.
I know Guy.
Did years ago there was a thing called La Course Autour du Monde, so it's a race around the world, and they sent like young filmmakers. It was a show they did. I think it was 20 weeks, and then every week they'd send them to a country, and you did a short film in that country. You did whatever you wanted to do. You could do a documentary, you could do a comedy, whatever you want to do. And he was the first season. He was one of the contestants, and
Wow.
Guy Nantel won that fucking thing.
Oh goddamn!
Holy shit.
yeah,
crazy.
Fucking Guy is talented.
yeah.
man.
He won that thing, and I forgot he was a filmmaker, and that came with a big fucking cash prize. Like when you won, they gave you, I think it was 100,000 to put into your first movie. And Guy Nantel wanted to be a comic, so he took all that money just to live, so he could start doing comedy.
That's cool.
And then he produced this. He did this weird documentary about some Canadian guy in Shanghai doing comedy. And when I went to China, I came back from China, and everyone was talking about this fucking weird Canadian guy. And I was like, so I Google, I'm like, there's got to be a movie about him. So I start watching a movie, the documentary, watch the whole thing. I'm like, that's very interesting. And then at the end, it goes, directed by
Guy Nantel,
Guy
and you're
Nantel. And I'm
dying.
like, what the fuck? Guy Nantel fucking directed, produced a fucking really cool documentary about some Canadian guy killing it in China.
Fucking Guy Nantel is living. I like lives like that, like side quests.
Yeah, expats make a living like out there in China, Japan, all that. Like people who ex-Canadians, ex-Americans, that type of stuff. There's like a whole
X-Men.
like X-Men. Yeah, there's like a whole ecosystem of those guys because you tour down there and like a lot of people live there for like months at a time and stuff, and so like you'll sell out to like people from all over America, Europe, and Australia. It's pretty crazy.
And it's crazy. They all have like they call it yellow fever.
Right,
They're-
yeah.
All of them. You're like, what
Asian
are you
girlfriends.
here for? And
Yeah.
they're like, because business and
Yeah. I
but
like
what
it. I like the food.
I like Chinese chicks. yeah. Or I like Japanese chicks.
Yeah.
And then they all rank them. Which is weird.
Weird.
It goes from not
as-
racist at all to super
ooh.
racist to cool again. They're like, no, I really like, and then they tell you, okay, whatever,
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Japanese, and you're like, okay, all right.
Go ahead.
What would you
Is
pick as the top?
Japanese, Korean?
Top for sure, Japanese or South Korean.
You same thing.
A Japanese number one.
Me too,
I'm-
yeah.
I'm-
Well,
I'm not-
Japanese, because I mean,
Japanese because they're the cleanest.
All right.
Oh, this got super racist. This got racist.
yeah. Why would you say something like that?
It's gonna get there.
God damn.
God damn! I didn't even know how he was gonna.
I meant because I actually do like the Japanese. I like the Japanese a lot. I like samurais. I like video games. I love all the Japanese stuff. I'm so used to it.
Yeah.
So that's
They're
why.
the cleanest.
They're the-
Who's the dirtiest?
Honestly,
got-
I don't know.
China's
I
got
just
hot women too,
I
though.
was trying to think. Honestly, the real reason is because the culture.
You can't copy me. Be your own
I'm not
man.
copying, bro.
I like how he goes like this: the culture, but he's also
no
watching
idea what he's
cartoon
saying.
Japanese porn.
Yeah.
He's wanking at the fucking blurry pussy, and he's like, "The culture."
The blurry pussy is just Japanese.
That's just
right?
Japanese.
Yeah.
Yo, did you watch the show on Netflix about that?
No.
God, this is fucking good.
I'm
Call-
watching Tokyo
the-
Vice season 2 right now.
the same. Really good.
Fucking love Tokyo
Yeah,
Vice.
love that. He got canceled, by the way. He's supposed
What?
to be out of the
No
game.
He's out
way.
of the game.
Yeah, Ansel Elgort,
The white guy.
the
in it?
main guy. Yeah,
Why is
yeah.
he canceled?
Yeah, 17-year-olds in his DMs. Like,
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. They messaged him.
It was like a whole Crystalia thing.
Oh no.
Yeah. type-
Japanese
same-
17.
Nope. I don't know actually, but
What's the difference between Japanese 17?
Because they were like, this,
Because in their culture over there, it wouldn't be weird for them to reach out to him. They'd just be like, it's an older white man. But here, this guy knows that doesn't fly.
Yeah.
yeah. But this show, it's called The Naked Director. The Naked Director on Netflix. I can't recommend this highly enough. A few seasons on it. It's a true story about this guy who was like a pioneer in porn in the fucking 70s in Japan, where porn was like starting to like Hustler was coming out, Swank, Eagle, all these fucking Hawk magazine, whatever. And America like had this big, it was a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yeah.
Well, this guy was like, I'm gonna bring porn to Japan and then the government started like putting him in prison. They're like, no, you're not allowed. This is smut. We can't show that. So then they had laws of like pixelating the pussy, and like it has to be like so many pixels above the pubes, and like there was all these like little laws. So he would like find ways to go around those laws.
Did he get the chicks to shave so
He got-
you could go like
Yep.
closer to the
He did
lips?
all sorts of things. He got the main chick, she had hairy armpits, and that was like a whole fucking thing where dudes were like, ooh, what the fuck, do I like this? And she became a megastar on TV for showing her hairy armpits, and guys were fucking horny over it in Japan.
It's the opposite for me.
But like just because it was like taboo, like a lady showing her
couldn't see a
unshaven
hairy
armpit.
pussy, so-
Exactly. And so anyways, he started this fucking franchise, went to jail like 3 times. This guy was in with the Yakuza at one point. It was like,
What?
it's a fucking cool story, and it's a well done
What's the
show.
name?
It's called The Naked Director. It's in Japanese, but you can watch the subtitles.
Okay.
I like everything
It's
about this, but
really
I'm
good.
disgusted by the armpit hair. Is there a way for me to block that out?
No, unfortunately not. It becomes a core.
You know what's a good like sex like mockumentary type of thing? Is this a documentary or?
No, it's a show.
It's a mockumentary.
It's a show.
Come on,
Yeah,
dude.
it's
you
a
know
show.
He gets you to look at the camera. He's like, this. I'm going to jail.
Look at that guy go to jail.
You know what's really good?
crazy.
Super Sex. Super Sex, the Netflix one with Rocco Siffredi. This guy, the porn star.
Oh,
By the way, that's mostly women that want to watch that show. But go on, I want to hear your
I just
thoughts.
put it on to fall asleep, and I was like, "This is kind of interesting."
I have no
What do you
idea
fall
what
asleep
Super
to?
Sex.
Documentaries about gay porn.
What's the last thing you do before you go to bed? Fucking jerk off.
So it's a documentary about gay porn? Because Rocco Siffredi wasn't a gay guy, right?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
But that's
It just no, it just
You gotta
it just
pay your
one out,
dues
dude.
in the
It
porn
it just
game.
talks about like his childhood and everything, and then like how like he
He had
had the
mommy
biggest he
issues.
had the big mommy issues. He had the biggest dick in the village, and they made fun
keep
of him
talking.
for it.
I love how like you do a documentary and you explain a million things that have the only reason why he became a porn star.
dick.
He had a big dick.
Yeah.
He could have had a shitty
That's true.
childhood, good childhood.
That's a
He's got
TLDR.
big dick.
and then
too
like
long
it's
didn't
actually
read.
interesting because
Yeah.
like
Big cock
the,
guy.
one chick, this one French chick, he's trying to
You know
bang.
what TLDR means?
Too long, didn't read.
What the fuck? That's what my lawyer keeps sending me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the TL. Like, when you're like, give me the TLDR, you're like, give me the, I don't fucking have time to read this.
And like this one French chick, he was trying to bang, like it was too big for her, but she wanted him anyways, and then blah blah blah. And then he ends up getting in like this weird like
I love how he
French.
put on the background to fall asleep, and he's recapping everything.
Because I was actually I'm like
bro, I don't
sleep
care about
like-
dicks. I don't care about dicks.
Sleep like this, sleep like this.
because the show starts. He's basically at this in 2004 at this like porn event. And I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep to this. This is boring, whatever. And then like,
this is the biggest bullshit
this
I've
is the
ever
I
biggest
swear to God,
I'm watching porn. This shit is boring, dude.
Were you watching it? Were you watching it in the
That's
living
so
room
full
or
shit.
in the bedroom?
in the living room, and then it starts at
So
this.
your girlfriend hears you and you're like, hold on, I'm trying to say.
This story is bullshit, dude.
Hold on,
Yeah,
listen,
it's
listen,
such a
listen.
lie. There's so
But
many
listen,
lies.
listen.
He's
It's
not
actually
even
interesting,
in the
guys.
bed. He was like, I'm trying to fall asleep. On
Guys,
the
guys,
bed.
guys.
Put this bullshit on
Guys,
the
guys,
time.
guys.
I can't change the channel. I'm falling asleep.
No, because I have a hard time falling asleep.
Were you
at
watching
night.
it like it was mute and just the
No,
subtitles?
like low
right?
volume.
Oh, yeah, low volume.
Very
You
low
don't want
volume,
no
make
one
sure
to
she
hear.
can't hear you.
yeah.
But that's how I watch all the movies like at night. And then the event starts where it's a porn event, like a Comic-Con for like pornos in Paris. And then he's like, I'm quitting porn. I can't take it anymore. You guys just scared about my big dick. Then he like I'm paraphrasing here.
And that's where he got interested.
And then he goes to leave,
He's like, "Hold
and then
Carry on.
and then he goes to leave, and then there's this one chick. She's like he's asking where the bathroom is, And then she's like, you cannot quit the porn because I wanted to fuck you and make a porno with you. I'm paraphrasing again. And then he's like, yeah, you want to make a porno? Oh, yeah? And he just bends her over and fucks her in front of everyone. I'm like, hold on, this got interesting. Hold on, what's happening here? And then it goes into this whole thing. He gets involved in crime.
I was not expecting this show about porno to have so much porn-related content.
And then Poseidon's like, and then I was like passing out. I was like, oh, what is it? Change the channel, dude. Ew, what the hell's happening?
That big dick. Oh, I'm so tired from that big
gross.
dick.
And then-
Where's the remote, dude?
And then he ends up, and then what happens is it cuts, and then basically
Did
his-
it cut or you came and then you
No,
watched
no,
the
no.
second
He
part
woke up
the next day?
like it's actually interesting. Like there was
Cut. I was having breakfast.
So I was watching it, and then this fucking hot chick showed up, and then it cut. And
they're
then
tying
4
it-
hours later, this fucking hot chick.
because they're tying it. there are some hot chicks in the show, by the
Oh,
way.
we know.
And
Anyways, I came on myself.
it's
that night.
crazy, and then he tries like it's weird. He gets involved in a Paris crime because his older
Imagine
brother.
if you weren't about to
He's
sleep,
getting-
the details you would know if you were actually watching the movie.
But hold on,
Imagine.
hold on. It's a show. It's a
gets
show. It's a
involved?
How are you
series.
seeing all this,
Paris
dude? Are you
crime?
fucking
So because he has his
astral
older
projecting?
brother.
How do you know all this? If you were
Listen. No,
projecting,
because I was supposed to fall asleep, but I couldn't fall asleep after because I was
outer body watching,
I was
this
in the
porn, dude?
in the show.
Yeah, the CIA is like, we gotta hire this fucking guy.
He's
a
remote
goddamn
viewing
genius.
porn right now.
And I'm not gonna lie, I did get hard watching the
He's
damn show a
remote-
bit, okay, bro? Like,
He's
you know,
remote
fucking,
viewing porn. He's like, why is that guy jerking off? Oh, fucking.
What's he jerking off to? How come his eyes are closed?
He's jerking off to a show 16 miles away right now. Like, on
So
someone
like,
else's
okay,
TV.
Steve, turn the TV off.
and then listen.
You heard of astral projecting? Of course. He's an astral porn watcher.
The greatest remote viewer like only uses it to watch porn.
I can see other people banging in their rooms. And then what happens is he has his younger brother, his older brother, Thomas, who's not actually his biological older
remember this
brother.
guy's name?
Because he was not sleeping.
I was,
he was
dude,
wide
but
awake
because it's
watching
actually
this.
it's
He was-
actually interesting.
It doesn't even sound like he was jerking off. Sounds like he was taking notes.
Is this a bit?
He's writing a story about Rocco Siffredi.
And then his good friend Thomas, who is played by Vincenzi Tamalu, the Italian actor. It's-
And then what happens is,
So it's on his biological brother?
but he
And you know this because he's got a regular
no, because
dick?
they talk about it in the show, and then what
Okay.
happens is, but he's the one that actually looks after the family, and he brings money, and then after
Thomas?
that, yeah.
Okay.
But then what happens is he's dating this whore that bangs like a delivery driver.
Thomas is dating a whore?
Yeah, and
Okay.
and then he almost kills the delivery driver, and then he has to run away, and then he ends up in Paris. Then he ends up like running a gang in Paris and shit. And then Rocco Siffredi gets tired of being made fun of because he has a big dick, so he runs away to Paris.
That's very hurtful.
Yeah, poor guy.
And then poor guy, I know.
I mean, to be fair, all those people that made fun of him
Should be in
2
jail.
years in jail. 2
Yeah,
years.
2
And
years
then,
at least.
yeah, there you go. And then he ends up
Seriously.
running the gang
Bunch
with
of
his
monsters.
older brother that he loved. And then he brings his whore girlfriend from the little village in Italy, pimps her out in Paris
Whoa, how do you know she's Italian?
because she was in the little village in Italy. And then what happens is
How
he
big
You got
is-
all of this from falling asleep
this
watching
was like
TV?
this was like 3 episodes. And then
3 episodes.
How long does it take
for you
to
to
fall
fall
asleep?
asleep? God damn it.
Yeah.
well, I was
episode-
supposed to fall
But
asleep
each
within
episode
30
is
minutes.
like 14
Season
seconds,
4.
right?
No, like 45 minutes. And then
He's like, I was trying to fall asleep, but the fucking tape on my eyelids was keeping me awake.
and then I ended up
Girl
falling
wakes
asleep
up
at
in the
4
morning
a.m.
to go to work. It's like, hey, why is there cum everywhere? I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm
go
trying to sleep. Be quiet.
and then what happened is the first chick he tries to bang, he's a virgin, but she was French, but his dick was too big for her. He ends up hurting her. And
Wait,
then,
hold on. I'm just curious because of this sentence. He was a virgin,
Yeah.
but she was French.
She was French.
yeah.
meaning she was a whore, and so she wants to bang, but his dick was too big. He's like, no, I can take it. And then he puts it in, but she's like, it's too big. She's freaking out, and then. What happens is he ends up dating her, but the thing is he ends up getting involved in some weird sex dungeon in Paris because some chiropractor found him hot, and then she was like fucking
chiropractor?
yeah, as she was working on him, she's like,
Maybe
she's
you
like,
were dreaming.
I think you have problems with like
I think there isn't even a fucking documentary about Rocco
Yeah,
she
it
goes-
was all a dream.
and she goes,
actually.
I think this is you have the problem area is your dick, and then she like pulls down his pants and shit, and she bangs him, and she's like, "Fuck, you got a big dick. You got to come to this weird sex dungeon." Dude, I swear to God, it's in the
Dude,
show.
this is you. This is you falling asleep and going, and then all of a sudden I was back in grade 6, and then we started flying over the school.
No, but
Hold on.
I'm telling you,
I'm
I will be
curious.
honest, it is really
was
well
the
made.
bending over
chiropractor-
someone in public and having sex is a dream. It's not
Yeah.
real.
Was the
Dude, but I'm
chiropractor-
telling you,
was the chiropractor?
This was a dream.
Or like a
Was she
masotherapist.
right? Did he have a problem with his dick?
No, she just wanted to bang him. And so what happens is she ends
Couldn't
up.
we file a complaint? There must be an association.
Yeah, there's gotta
for
be
the
an association.
chiropractors of Paris.
This was in the 70s, and then what happens is she's like, "Oh fuck, I got this guy's awesome. I got to show him to the rest of my little
the other chiropractor.
to the other whores in this underground sex dungeon."
Doctors are gonna love this guy.
And then he brings,
the boys
and then
see
she brings him into this weird underground sex dungeon where they're doing like weird, like demonic shit, and just all these women are banging him because he has a big dick, and then, like it's kind of,
and it was demonic.
and that's I think
That
that's
must suck for someone that's just like overly sexual.
and Christian.
Yeah.
They're
You gotta
like,
fuck
I want to fuck,
Satanists.
but I got all these.
You gotta
fuck-
deal
but
with
then
all the
it
Satan
was his
shit.
older brother that
Or guys
introduced
that
him.
love Satan, but
Yeah.
they don't want a big dick Italian dude.
And then-
wrecking their girlfriends.
Yeah.
And then
Bad
because
deal.
like he was running the gang with his older brother who's not his biological
Thomas?
older brother, Thomas.
The rape gang.
No, and basically because like they were doing like shady shit in
The
France.
anti-Satan rape.
In-
The
in
anti-Satan
Paris.
rape gangs.
But it was his older brother that introduced him to whores. He brought him to like this red light district, and then
Why did you do red light? Red is an actual color.
no, because like it wasn't a real red light. That like it was like a place
Okay.
where the whores
He's like, but it
congregated.
had red lights, but that's not beyond the point.
But then what
Red
happened
light,
is,
or as people in France call it, a cafe.
Rocco Siffredi started running away from his gang responsibilities. He wasn't making money. He's like, Tomas was like, where the fuck is this guy? And then he found him in this weird sex dungeon. He's like, what the fuck are you
Okay,
doing
this
here?
is way too much information for you going to sleep.
It is, but that's the thing. I tried to fall asleep. I'm just gonna put something boring, and then I couldn't fall asleep. I was like, "Yo, this is actually fucking interesting."
If you want to watch that with dicks, or if you want to get involved in a supernatural show, From.
from
It's just called From.
what? Mm-hmm.
It's on Prime.
Okay.
Very good show. It's 2 seasons. I think a third one might come out in the summer.
Like a drama, like a fiction.
Basically, they're driving. There's like an accident. They end up in this like little town, and then you can't drive off. Like you're driving off, and you end up back at the same spot. So then they try to make do with what they got. People.
So it's like a Groundhog Day, but horror.
No, it doesn't. The day doesn't restart. Just you end up there, and then other people too. They end up there. They don't know how. Like they're driving, and then when they try to do the map, they're like, okay, maybe there's like a teleportation. But you see, they all disappeared from different parts of the state. So like, how the fuck we got here? And at night, basically these like people, they're kind of like demons. They're like the milkman, like all these weird, and they'll fucking turn demons and kill you. The only safe thing is you have to hide, or they found these talismans. If you have them in your house or in your car, they can't get in. But if you get out, they could fuck your shit up. Or if you take it down and invite them in, they could come in. So it's the kind of like vampire type of
And how
logic.
does Tama play in all of this?
So he's having sex with everyone. No, but it is really, really cool.
Fucking the demons.
You're trying to figure out what happened, and it gets what are the ranks? It must be ranked high. It's very, very good.
It's
new?
it's a very good show.
It's a very, very good show. And then people,
Oh yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes, 94%.
dude, it's very,
Goddamn.
very good. And then it's literally, you're like, wait, is this supernatural? You're like, wait, can it be a government conspiracy? You're thinking like, what the fuck's going on? And season 2, the way it ends, one thing comes to light that you're like, okay, they're not dead. We know this at least. But it brings up more questions. I have a theory, but I don't want to ruin anyone's thing. But it's very, very good.
What's the name of the main actor? Because I know that guy. The black guy.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he's really good. Like, but I don't know what I've seen him in. I like those actors that when you see him, you go, fuck, I know that guy.
Yeah, they hate that.
He's been. Yeah, no. Oh yeah.
What's his name?
Harold
Harold
Perrineau.
Perrineau.
What has he played in?
What is he? What? Sorry?
What else?
Go to
has
his
he done?
IMDb.
Oh, he's 60. Goddamn.
Jesus fucking.
Black
Does
don't
not
crack.
look 60.
Black don't crack.
Oh, he was
at
in
all.
Oz, bro. He was in Oz. He was in Lost.
He was in Charlie Chaplin.
Said Romeo and Juliet. He did propaganda films during World War II.
Did you guys know about that whole propaganda thing in the Netflix tie?
The Netflix? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So like,
Oh yeah, he was in Oz.
Yeah.
That's where I know him from.
yeah, gay
Yeah.
prison scenes.
Yeah.
That was also pretty remarkable when I was a young man coming up watching HBO and like
Plus-
seeing gay prison scenes. I was like,
You know what was even harder to watch? The fact that it was filmed very low budget.
Yeah.
So you're like, it's an
It felt
amazing
fucking
show.
real,
It
though.
felt so real.
Yeah, it was weird.
It felt like a documentary almost.
that fucked me up going to school the next day watching. I was like, oh, I shouldn't have watched that
Don't have
yesterday.
to fuck these guys.
Going
now?
to gym class with just like the dudes. and I'm
All
like,
these
yeah,
hot guys.
Yeah, all the hot
I'm
guys.
fucking in the
have to
shower, all
bang
these
them.
hot guys.
Better hope they
I don't know the
drop
rules.
soap. Yeah.
I don't know the rule. Do I have to just to assert my dominance? Because I'm gonna fuck all of them right now.
But the I was gonna say the Netflix thing. So like, what's his face? The German Sigmund Freud.
Okay.
The guy who's like king of psychology, how your brain works, and all this, right? So he had, I think it was his son. Was it his son or his cousin or whatever was working for the Nazis and came up with propaganda? He was the inventor of propaganda. So the person
Joseph Goebbels.
no, he took all of Sigmund Freud's. You can look this up right now. He took all of Sigmund Freud's work and applied it to how can we use it for propaganda, for movies, for like whatever. Right? He applied to that. This guy's like grandson is the CEO of Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, it's a direct tie. You can
These
look it up.
fucking Nazis
It
are
is
everywhere.
so crazy that you're like, of course, the person who took Sigmund Freud's work on human psychology, developed it for propaganda, then passed it on to the greatest algorithm of streaming, platform in the world. Obviously, there's a tie there. And if you
So
look
crazy.
at them, if you look at Wikipedia,
Greg Peters or Ted
so
Sarandos?
go to Wikipedia.
It's definitely not Greg Peters.
Go to Wikipedia and type in, or just go to Google and type in Sigmund Freud.
Do you think so? It's that fucking guy that gave Hannah Gatsby a special.
son? Yeah,
Sigmund Freud.
Sigmund
We're gonna
Freud,
make everyone
Sigmund
question
Freud,
what
and
comedy
write
is.
propaganda beside it and see what comes up.
Propaganda is comedy is fucking garbage.
Edward Bernays.
Yeah, and so look at that guy. That's the inventor of propaganda, who was like Sigmund Freud's cousin or some shit. And then that guy's grandson is the CEO of Netflix, or was until like really recently.
Wow.
So Google his name and then
Yeah, it's like you can directly look it up. You're like, yeah, this guy's related to this person, related to this person.
Mark Randolph.
And what does he do?
Hold on. Mark Randolph, he's an American tech entrepreneur.
Yeah, he was the CEO up until recently.
Really?
it's that
Oh,
guy.
Netflix.
This
Yeah.
feels
Netflix, there you go.
This for some reason this felt like a magic trick
Yeah.
because you were like, "Who is he?
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
a tech entrepreneur."
Yeah.
But go down. Oh, Netflix.
Yeah, and then
that
Poseidon's
is
like-
your card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
besides, like, is that a picture of my father?
But isn't that crazy though? There's a direct link like to Sigmund Freud, to the Nazi propaganda, and to the
Oh, wow.
owner of Netflix. And these guys,
No,
you know,
the guy that runs Netflix.
yeah, the guy that runs Netflix, sorry. But these guys, you have to understand, like, when they're making content out there, they have the craziest fucking algorithm right now, Netflix. All they do is watch your viewer retention, what you're watching, then get a computer to compile it, write a script, and be like, we need these actors because people like them. They can sort that shit out.
You know how everyone says
Oh,
that
shit.
Jewish people control the media? That means that these Jewish people were like, you know who's the best at propaganda? The fucking Nazis.
Nazis, yeah.
Let's hire a Nazi.
Yeah, not wrong.
Did you hear about Jackson Pollock?
I know Jackson Pollock,
Yeah.
yeah. The artist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know it's all nonsense. That's why
Yeah.
it looks like shit.
Yeah, he didn't give a shit. He was awesome.
No, he wasn't awesome. It was all his stuff.
I think
is,
I heard
is
about
garbage.
this.
It's all I sent it to you. It's all.
He was sick, dude. He just like smoked cigs all day and fucking just splattered
He
down.
wasn't a
and-
good artist.
And
It was
fuck
the
you to the
CIA.
system.
No, the CIA. I was trying to say, but he keeps
Sorry.
yelling.
Sorry.
Basically what the CIA did is they're trying to fuck with the Russians during the time. All his paint, they just chose him randomly. They just chose a random artist. That
Oh,
was
really?
Garbage. Yeah.
They were like, just fucking splatter.
No. He didn't even know. They were buying his shit at really high, and he didn't even understand why. And they did it to confuse the Russians because they were supposed to be like the heads of the time of
What?
art and stuff because all their shit was going everywhere, their paintings. And they were like trying to figure out why the fuck is this popular? Why do people like it? It was all a CIA scam.
know that.
He's used to the guy's garbage. So if ever you see his stuff and you're like, this is shit, it really is. The CIA
I'm
did
a
it to
fan.
fuck with the
I
Russians.
liked it. I liked it because I always thought he was like rebelling against the
No,
system
no.
by like
He
I don't
knows
give a
the
fuck,
system.
you know
The
what I mean?
CIA pushed
That's
him.
crazy.
There's a really good doc about him called "Who the Fuck is Jackson
Yeah, I
Pollock?"
saw it.
I really like
Crazy,
that.
yeah, the CIA
I
thing?
do
Yeah.
like Jackson Pollock though.
Same. I was a fan. I was like, I like this painting. I like this just nonsense style on the ground. He's barefoot, smoking
Yeah.
cigs, and just
Well, it turns out the CIA figured it's so garbage. We're going to
wouldn't
use
surprise
this
me.
to
Yeah.
fuck up the Soviets.
I don't
Do
know
you
who it
think
was
that's
until
why
today.
I sold so many tickets for my new tour. Just the CIA fucking with the Russians, and I'm like, I sold 50,000 tickets.
Like, I don't know why this is funny.
Why is the room empty?
There's no handicap jokes.
Industry
I don't know
plant.
why it's funny. Industry plant.
Industry plant.
But no, he's not even a plant because he didn't know. They didn't tell him. They
Yeah.
just picked him arbitrarily.
Yeah, but
That's even
that's
meaner.
an industry plant.
That,
Like, sometimes you don't know.
yeah, that's horrible. Because
But he made a lot of money.
At least if you're, yeah,
There are
yeah, I
worse
guess
things. There are worse things.
yeah, there's worse things than being a millionaire.
$100 million for
And
a fucking
everyone's
piece of
thinking
shit
you're
artwork.
amazing, except for the CIA people going, "Hey, this fucking
Holy
guy."
shit!
One of my buddies, memory champion. So last week I hit him up. He was supposed to come down and do a podcast, and he's like, "I got to go to Russia," and for like a
During the war?
for like a memory thing, right? So I'm like, oh, crazy. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it." I'm like, "Yeah, I was gonna say." I'm like, "How are you getting back?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, they're actively at war with our allies. Your allies. You're American." And he goes, "I never thought of that." I'm like, "Yeah." Like, you're going to Russia. That's their war.
He's got a bad
You're
memory.
American?
If he
Yeah.
forgot that,
So then I'm like, isn't that the most Russian thing to do? To be like, yes, we have stolen your memory champion. What do you want to do next?
Do you want this
Yeah.
great treasure chest
How
of knowledge or
how
not?
can USA possibly function without their greatest memory champion? It just sounds like the one.
Now we hold your
Yeah.
memories.
We must solve this with game of chess. Loser gets nuked. You know, like
Wait,
guys-
are you still allowed? Can we fly from here to Russia?
yeah. Apparently he's there now, and he's
Oh,
gonna
there's
come back
commercial
safely.
flights?
so you
whole
can
war's a
get
scam.
like because you need a visa, right? to
Probably
go to
cheap
Russia?
flights. Yeah, yeah.
But you need a visa. So
Wait,
how
doesn't that
tough
mean
is
that's all
it
a
to get a
sham?
visa?
Probably not that.
Doesn't that mean that this is all a sham? If you're allowed to fly there, then what are we doing?
We're not really at war with them, really. So I
Yeah,
don't
we
think
are.
it's-
We're giving our money and we're giving
Yeah,
our.
but it's not
our-
like
But
official on
technically,
paper.
on
yeah.
paper, we're not at war.
That's crazy. That shows that this is no one gives a shit about human life. None of this is all nonsense.
I like the era though of the the space race and the Cold War. There was like an era where chess mattered and the first one to the moon, and it wasn't about like I'm gonna fucking. Obviously, it was about I'm gonna nuke you, and like that was a threat.
And I'm gonna make a better film than you.
Yeah, but everything was about like how to up them culturally, and like that was a healthy war during the Cold War, like unexpectedly, where tens of millions of people watched chess on TV, like Bobby Fischer, it's
crazy.
fucking Casper or whatever his name was. It wasn't a Casper, it was a Karpov or whatever.
So he's watching just Jackson Pollock.
So what do you guys think about this?
I think it's garbage.
There was a
Okay,
lady
guess
who
how much
found
it sold
one.
for?
It was 120
lot.
million, 200 million.
200.
Yeah.
That's insane.
There's a
CIA.
lady who found one at a thrift store.
Yeah,
like
that was
this.
who the fuck is Jackson
Yeah,
Pollock
yeah, that's
lady?
it.
I don't like it. Looks this.
Speaking of flights to like Russia, there was a guy who basically, if he wanted to go on vacation, he'd wait till something bad happened somewhere, and then the flights were like super cheap, and then he would
He'd
just
wait
fly.
like he went to Turkey when there was a terrorist attack
yeah,
at the
yeah,
airport.
exactly.
Yeah,
You've
yeah.
seen the video.
Yeah, which is fucking. I mean, it's not the dumbest plan because you are gonna get cheap flights. No one wants to fly there. 'cause
But
of
you're
terrorist
gonna go to
attack.
shitty places.
You can go to shitty places where everyone's in a shitty mood.
Yeah.
And on edge, and it's like I'm saving
Yeah.
$400.
I went to New York for $18. How was it? It was cloudy and
Yeah.
everyone was crying.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
amazing.
That's exactly it.
Everything was closed.
Yeah, couldn't do any shopping. No Arabs. They're all hired. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. No, I'd rather go somewhere, spend a little extra, and enjoy.
Yeah.
It. I'm gonna head to Miami for a couple of days.
Okay.
When are you
Yeah.
going?
What
in
date?
May, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to Italy in May.
Oh, six.
Going to the end of May in Turin, Turin, yeah, like northern Italy, and doing the European Championship of Magic.
When in
Who
May?
are you competing against?
I'm not competing. I'm actually just like hanging out, and I'm on a committee for the next FISM, which is like the Olympics of
Oh,
Magic.
yeah, I remember the jism.
Yeah, exactly. And they do it every 3 years. The next one's going to be in Italy, so I'm going there for a meeting, and I'm planning the whole social media thing for them. And
It's in Italy, huh?
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Close to Vatican.
That's the
Yeah.
only city I've ever been to in Italy.
Turin?
I've
been there. That's I've been to
It's
two.
near like
Milan.
and kind of Switzerland.
Yep.
And
You drive through the Alps to get there.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful.
I bet
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, that's
When
dope.
are you going?
End of May.
He's gonna be in Italy. in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, you're gonna be there at the same time as him.
Yeah.
You down in Rome or?
In Rome, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's way south.
At
there.
the end, yeah.
It's easier to pretend like you're Italian.
Yeah, in Rome. Yeah. You think so? I think he'd stand out. I think he'd be like, "Hey, you
Are you gonna
Fugazi."
pretend you're Italian?
Of
when
course.
you're there,
Of course I'm going to pretend I'm
There's
Italian.
a Fugazi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us look at your penis. That's not a Rocco-sized penis.
That is a tomato penis.
Yeah. He's trying to bend women over in the public and like, what are you doing? When in Rome, I'm doing what the Romans are supposed to do. Hey. I learned from documentaries on the Netflix. It's a German propaganda thing.
I downloaded Duolingo to learn, but I opened it like twice.
Yeah, you're not gonna learn it.
Yeah.
I learned it.
Hey, give it
The
up.
thing that
I'm going to
sucks
freestyle
too-
it there.
The thing that sucks about being North American and going, I'm gonna pick up a little Italian,
Yeah.
is we hear so much Spanish. So it's so hard to learn
Cerveza,
Italian
second
if you
That's
know
what
like a
happens.
bit of a
It fucks up
Spanish,
your
yeah.
language.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
'Cause
but
very
as long as you
similar.
have the like,
Yeah.
that's all you really need.
Hey,
oh,
un café, por favor.
yeah,
That's
perfect.
Mexican.
I used to work with Italians. I know one sentence, and it's agua fresca, vino puro, frica stretta, cazzo duro. And it means the water is fresh, the wine is pure, the pussy's tight, and the dick is hard. And
Oh, shit.
Can you say that again?
agua fresca, vino puro, frica stretta, cazzo duro.
I like it.
That was like because cazzo is like, que cazzo?
already
Like, what are
forgot
you doing?
it.
What the fuck you
me,
doing?
me, it's fucking easy. I go, cafe, vafangulo, cafe. That's it, just coffee, go fuck yourself.
You just you yell out Greek words as you're there. Café, monopano.
No, some of them speak Greek.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
they
thing
all,
with
they all
Greeks.
look
This-
Greek, funny enough.
Yeah. Same thing with Greeks. A lot of them will speak Italian because it's right there. It's
Yeah.
like us with like, I would say the States, but it's the same language.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look as Italian as French Canadians look like they're from France.
So not
not
Italian
You
at
guys
all?
all look alike, I feel. No, is that just a
Do you
hot
think
take?
French Canadians look like French?
I feel like there's enough similarity to be like
No, I don't
Italians
see
and
it.
Greeks are very
Italians and Greeks,
France,
obviously.
Yeah.
France and Quebec though. French people in my mind are super
Thin,
like
long,
long
yeah.
and thin.
Oh, that's
like,
true.
Like very
yeah.
dainty.
yeah.
We're more
They seem like a
Americanized.
villain in
Yeah.
a cartoon.
We're like the American version of France.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we're the chubby French. But I was surprised. I was in France not that long ago, and a lot of chubby people.
Really?
Whenever I used to go to Europe, I was always like, how the fuck can they eat this much fucking bread and pasta and stay thin? And I think now the fact that there's so many KFCs
Yeah,
and
it's all the
Burger
shitty
King,
ingredients they're
they're
eating.
all,
Aluminum.
they're all fucking big fat Americans
And
too.
that big that heavy Belgian beer that everyone's drinking, like that's
They're eating like us, like garbage. Well, Mike, what I'm going to suggest to people is if they speak French, to come see you on tour. Your tour is everywhere. MikeWard.ca for tickets. You, sir.
I don't know when this is going up, but I'll be in Austin on April 21st at the Vulcan doing
nice.
some stuff there. Or March 21st, sorry.
March 21st.
Yeah, that's close.
That I can't join you in.
Yeah, this will be in the past probably.
Yeah.
That'll be last week. Thanks for coming. To
How
that.
was it?
It was great, man. That was fun.
Was it-
We'll
did
talk
you have
about it.
fun?
We'll talk about it in 2 weeks.
Yeah?
It'll be sick.
You. Where are you going to be?
Deep Poseidon 69 it's somewhere in some alleyway or something.
Poseidon69 is his Twitter and Instagram handle. I am Poseidon.com, pantalscomedy.com. Follow my stuff. You can come watch me on tour or you can check out in the podcast. Thank you and go fuck yourselves.